If you're just starting out on the saxophone, you might think it's going to take you a while before you can learn any songs. Guess what? Watch this video now because I'm going to show you 3 popular tunes that you can learn today, and you don't even need to know how to read sheet music, although you can if you want. Metcalf here from BetterSax.com. I want to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, Tom Play. We're going to be using their fantastic app for the accompaniment on all 3 of these songs. Most beginning saxophone players start out using sheet music on day 1. There's nothing at all wrong with that, but having to learn how to read the sheet music in the beginning definitely increases the amount of time it takes before you can play songs. If I asked you to sing any of the 3 songs we're going to learn today, you could probably do it easily because you already know the melodies. We're going to use a quick hack so you'll be able to do the same thing on the saxophone. So as soon as you know your notes and are able to get a consistent sound, you can start learning songs. This is way easier than you may think, and it makes playing the saxophone a lot more fun, believe me. Each one of the melodies we're going to learn today is pentatonic scale based. That means that just about all of the notes come out of the 5-note pentatonic scale. I know you can handle 5 notes, right? Let's start with the Leonard Cohen tune, Hallelujah. Everybody knows this song unless somehow you haven't seen Shrek yet. We're going to do this one in the key of concert F, which will be D for alto saxophone and G for tenor saxophone. Step 1, let's play our major pentatonic scale. Time out. If I've already lost you with the whole pentatonic scale thing, no worries, I've got you covered. Finish watching this video and then go check out my free Play Sax by Ear crash course. I've linked it in the description. That'll get you up to speed. Step 2, learn the melody. Whatever song you want to learn, you gotta be able to sing the melody, and it really helps if you also know the words. So go listen to whatever version of this song is your favorite a few times if you need a refresher. Step 3 is to find your starting note. We already said we're going to be learning this tune in the key of F. You can learn it in any key you want. The process is exactly the same. The starting note of Hallelujah is the 3rd. So for alto saxophone, that's an F sharp. On tenor saxophone, that's a B. Step 4 is to use your ears to figure out the rest of the melody, limiting yourself to the 5 notes of the pentatonic scale. I heard, it's kind of low for me. I heard there was a, goes back down to the F sharp, secret chord. And that whole thing gets repeated. So the whole beginning is just 3 notes, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 6th. If you've never tried this, you have to see for yourself. It really isn't that difficult, and that's because the pentatonic scale is so consonant that even total beginners will be able to figure out which note comes next with a high degree of accuracy. But you don't really care for music, do ya? That's why we want to know the words, because it really helps us with the rhythm of the melody, right? I'm thinking the words in my head as I'm playing the notes on the saxophone. Now the beginning of that gets repeated. It goes like this, the 4th, the 5th. On the word 5th, we get a note which is not in the pentatonic scale. In most pop songs, there's usually a note or 2 which aren't in that pentatonic scale, but your ear is going to be able to hear them as an odd outlier. This particular note is the 7th scale degree of whatever key we're playing the song in. And then we're back to pentatonic scale for the rest. Another thing to take note of is that most of the time our melodic movement is in steps. That means that we're either going to be moving up or down to the next note in the scale. We're also going to come across skips in melodies where we jump over notes in the scale, but once again, your ears are likely going to hear those as outliers. Now we get to chorus. Right up the pentatonic scale. Right back down the scale. Here we can also add a melodic embellishment note, which is the 4th scale degree, again, not in the pentatonic scale. Or not. If you trust your ears, your fingers are going to intuitively start playing these things. This is how so many popular song melodies work. You'll have 85 to 95% of the notes coming straight out of the pentatonic scale, and then you'll have the occasional outlier note, which will be easy to identify and remember. If you think of songs like this as pentatonic scale based, you don't actually have to memorize the thing note for note. Just knowing the scale will allow you to play the melody accurately. This is how musicians are able to recall dozens of songs easily. It's a combination of knowing the melodies in your ear and also knowing the scales they're based on. The more songs we learn in this way, the better and faster we get at the whole process. Now for the fun part, using the TomPlay app to play the tune with accompaniment. TomPlay is also great for anyone looking to read sheet music. As you can see, there's a whole arrangement of Hallelujah written out. You can play along with the recording if you want. For a lot of tunes, they even offer different levels of difficulty. Use the link in the description to get full access to the TomPlay app on any device for 14 days and go try learning this song or any of thousands of others. It's a really cool practice tool and a lot of fun. The next beginner-friendly song we're going to learn is Feeling Good by Nina Simone, and every single note in this melody comes out of that pentatonic scale. Now is a great time for you to click the like button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'm always trying to produce the best possible videos to help you become a better sax player, and I would really appreciate it if you could take care of those two things real quick right now. Thank you. We're going to play Feeling Good in the key of D minor, which is going to be B minor on the alto saxophone and E minor on the tenor. The steps are all the same as the last time. Step 1, play the scale. This song is in a minor key, so we're going to use our minor pentatonic scale. It's basically the same notes as a major pentatonic scale, just starting in a different place. It's all in the free course I mentioned earlier in case you need help. Step 2, know the melody and the lyrics to the song. I love the original by Nina Simone, but Michael Bublé has done a great cover version as well. Step 3, find your starting note. Feeling Good starts on the root, or the 1st scale degree. Step 4, use our ears and the 5 notes of the pentatonic scale to find the rest of the melody notes. Birds flying high. Sounds like it goes straight up the scale. Let's see. And it does. You know how I feel. Sounds like it jumps back down to the 1st note. And then goes back up the scale. This tune is even easier than the first one since we know that every single note has to come out of that pentatonic scale. Blossom on the tree. As before, just about all of the melodic movement is stepwise. There is the occasional skip, which is going to be easy to identify. Most of the time, we're going to be going to the next note up or down in the scale. Now that we've got it down, let's try playing the melody with the TomPlay accompaniment. 2 tunes just using your ear. Now let's move on to the third great song melody for beginning saxophone players, Stand By Me. We're gonna learn Stand By Me in the key of concert B flat, which is G on the alto saxophone and C on the tenor saxophone. By now you should know the steps. We're gonna start by playing that pentatonic scale. We're back to a major pentatonic scale for this song. Step 2, know the melody and the lyrics. Step 3, find our starting note. Stand By Me starts on the 3rd, just like Hallelujah did. In this key, that's going to be a B for alto saxophone and an E for tenor saxophone. Now, Stand By Me has more skips in the melody than the first 2 songs, but it's still mostly stepwise motion. When the night, right up the scale, has come, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. You'll notice that the verse only uses notes from the pentatonic scale and that the chorus has one little outlier note that's not in the scale. It happens on the second darling. But darling, darling, it's the 7th scale degree of the key. So another melody that's about 98% pure pentatonic scale. Let's go try it with the tom play accompaniment. If you're a beginner saxophone player or coming back to the instrument after a long break, you need to watch this playlist of videos. Next, it's all of my best information to help you build good habits from the beginning so you can maximize the results of your practice time and get the most enjoyment out of playing the saxophone.